Don't push it down. Just let it. What are we doing?
We're holding it. Oh.
What are you doing?
We're trying to do it with you.
I have it just fine.
Yeah, but I wanted to be a part of it.
Old Forester Birthday Bourbon 2021. Is that a good way to start it?
That's funny.
All right, we're back, and we have Old Forester Birthday Bourbon 2021. We can't afford it. We cannot. Our buddy Brian can. So we're bringing this to you. We also brought to you the Russell's Reserve 30.
I heard he paid $7,000.
$7,000
on they call it triple dairy. There's like secondary, then there's triple dairy.
Yeah.
You got to know somebody.
It's like, but what if you're lactose intolerant?
If you go triple dairy, you got the runs.
Right.
Yeah, it's rough.
Just, I mean, it's not even called runs. It's just called painting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Brian, thank you so much. I've smacked this like a few times getting it oxidized because let's just go ahead and say whiskey needs air.
Yeah.
It needs air. It's actually...
There's the neck pour, then there's the slap the bottle. It's all the ways to get it oxidized.
It's like those wine bags.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Bag. Yeah. Franzia.
Yeah. It's like slap the bag.
Franzia.
Franzia. All right, let's do this thing. Oh, man, I almost poured it on the tag. Because it drops the value from...
You did that again? Where you
triple dairy to secondary.
Just gave me a smooch. Well, okay. You got twice as much as I do on his whiskey. That's
Brian,
good.
It's on air.
That's good.
He's taking all your whiskey. Oh, my gosh. Okay, you know what? The thing I love about Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, it's literally the first time I ever got the butterscotch note.
You get butterscotch on this?
I don't know.
I
just sniffed it. Yes, I get butterscotch.
I don't.
Oh, I get a lightly salted 3-year-old shoe from Recess. What do you get on it?
What are you talking about?
That's what I was making something up. What do you get on it?
I don't know now. All I can think about is that dang shoe.
Oh, man, that shoe has been through a few kickball tournaments.
Lost every one of them.
Well, because you were picked last. For sure.
I'm about to knee you in the nards.
I was halfway. I mean, I wasn't picked first.
I'm really good at kickball. Not any other kind of ball. Not the one that you can play professionally.
I could see your calves getting a little bit momentum and taking that thing to the house.
The good calves.
Right. What do you think about these calves? I love the squatty bottle. Can we just be honest with you? Do you know how people got this bottle this year? Well, some of them. The early people.
The same way they do every year?
Sitting in line?
Yes.
Yes. For days. The line was so big that the police actually had to go to Old Forester and be like, hey,
pump the brakes here.
Y'all need to give away tickets for this so that people can go home.
It was like 4 days in advance.
It was more than 4 days. It was more than 4 days.
Okay. How many days specifically, precisely, were they waiting in line?
Pretty sure it was 5 days.
Okay. All right. So this is age 12 years. It is 104 proof. It was barreled 2009, limited bottling in 2021. You know, it commemorates George Garvin Brown's birthday.
Right.
Garvin DeGraw.
Oh.
That's what I always say.
Gavin DeGraw?
Well, it's his great Garvin poppy.
Before people were just trying to acquire this bad boy to commemorate their child's birthday year, they were going for Blanton's. There's this big Excel document sheet of people looking for specific dates of Blanton's. Let me go ahead and tell you, no one ever was successful in it. I mean, there might have been 5 people.
I know quite a few people that have done it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You put it up on there and some people find it and bro, I found that bottle for you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's stupid.
It worked.
I have birthday bourbons for my kids' birthdays. Boom. So does Will. Will does it too, except he does it a little bit different. I'm waiting until my kids are 21 to pop that thing.
I've done it both ways.
So you've done one. You have 2 of them. So you're going to do one way and one the other?
That's correct. See which one I like the best.
Someone's going to come out ahead in that.
No, I have a special bottle for them I'm holding back. So I have a birthday bourbon that I'm drinking through and will have some ounces left over for my daughter's 21st birthday. But then I have the Eclipse bottle, which is special because my wife went to labor during the solar eclipse.
Right.
So that's special. And then I have the
As You Do.
Then for my son, I've been drinking on a Weller 12 that was a hospital pour, but I'm saving the birthday bourbon for him. And it's special because his middle name is William. My first name is William, and it's William LaRue Weller 12. You know. So.
Do you think that the eclipse pressure, you know?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a lunar thing.
Right.
You know?
I actually use that excuse a lot. Like if someone's just like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, no, it
was the eclipse. It's a lunar thing.
Yeah, it's a lunar thing. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lunar thing.
I blame it on the eclipse.
For this year's release, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. And that's why I wanted to do this. So that we could give an honest opinion. A lot of people that I respect have hated on this bottle. This is a very good bottle.
I think it's good.
I will say this right now. Finish is too short.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
If the finish was longer, this is a home run. I love the palate.
The palate and the finish are very dry. So that's why the finish goes away so quickly. It's not as viscous of a mouthfeel. It's very drying. It's a lot of the oak. It's that 12-year. If you compare it to like the Russell's 13 that we had.
So dry. You're right.
This is a lot more drying, a lot more tannic. And something that's like 13 years old, like the Russell's, was not like that. Now, very good whiskey. Don't take that away from it. The price point is going to be higher. It's a limited release. I would not say some of the absurd prices I'm seeing for this on secondary or triple dairy, as I like to say, are worth it. I don't think that this is $1,000 bottle. I don't think a lot of things are worth $1,000, but I do have a bigger problem with something like this. That's a very good whiskey. Is not worth that. It's not worth $500 to me. This is a couple $100 you're looking at. It's like, it's very solid. It's good. It looks stately. If you're trying to get it for a special occasion, like your child's birth year or something, I can understand wanting to put a little bit more money in that for the sentimental value. But I don't think that some of the absurd prices you're seeing for this of people trying to flip bottles is worth it. I really don't when it comes to this bottle.
Now, I'll say this about Old Forester. A lot of people were bummed when they decreased the age in previous years. But then they upped the proof. Yeah. This one's kind of a compromise.
Yeah,
this one's 100.
It's back up to 12, and it's 104 proof.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so it's back to 12, 104 proof. It should check some boxes for people, but again, the finish is just really, really short.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best birthday bourbon I've had. And we've gotten to try, we've been fortunate enough to try quite a few throughout the years, but it's not a bad whiskey by any means. It's a very solid whiskey. Yeah. It is a premium whiskey. Like it checks those boxes.
At retail, it is 100,000% buy.
I still don't know if you know how percent works. 100,000%.
It's like when people laugh with ha ha ha, and then someone laughs with the B at the beginning.
Yeah.
Ba ha 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 ha.
Sure.
It's like
it's unnecessary, but it's solidifying that you think it was funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing for whiskey.
Yeah. I'm solidifying that you should buy it.
Okay.
At retail.
Yeah.
Not secondary.
No, I don't even. This isn't one of those I would entertain much over the retail value.
I mean, 150? Maybe. No.
I think that's retail.
No, I thought. Let's check.
I think they upped it this year. MSRP. It's 130.
Yeah, so you're right. Not much overset. I would probably pay max 150. I think retail is what?
130-ish? Yeah. So 150 is probably a good benchmark because you think about different states with different taxes and stuff that it may be a little bit here. You can give a $30 swing on either end of that. I'll give that. I'll give that. 130, 160, 110, you're fine. Who am I kidding? If someone came to me and said you can have this for $200, I'd probably buy it. I'd probably buy it because it's a limited release.
That's fair.
And it's birthday bourbon. That's just me as a bourbon drinker, consumer. I would open it. I'd share it with people. I'd pay that money to have this experience with people, but it's not my favorite birthday bourbon I've had.
And I think you would pay $200 to open it and experience it with people because they knew of the caliber of that line typically.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is a $200 pour by any means.
I would hopefully have one I could side by side it with them to be like, let's open these and see what the differences are.
If you're lucky enough to do that.
Right, and I'm currently not. Thank you to our friend who allowed us to borrow it so that we can make this video. Because, I mean, I feel like the allocated rare release, limited release game is getting even tougher.
Yes, you can't. We used to be able to find this on a shelf.
This wasn't the hardest of things to find, and now it doesn't even exist. So.
Right.
All right, so we're in a bourbon club, and that affords us the opportunity to get an opportunity to buy a few things. Like they go through the list, there's a drawing, your number gets called, you get to pick what's left.
I was 6th to last year.
So that's why I feel like you're going to be in a good spot to answer this question. You take out BTAC, you take out Pappy. If you're looking at Four Roses LE, or you're looking at this, or you're looking at maybe some other comparable price range SRP
like
bottles.
a CYPB?
I feel like that's maybe a little bit lower, but
okay.
maybe like Warehouse C from E.H. Taylor, or a barrel proof.
Okay, well that's not fair. That's not fair.
I'm throwing some other things out there. Like maybe we think about just kind of that second tier of limited release that comes out. So take out the big dogs. Is this at the top of your list, or where is it in the
very
mix?
high?
It is
very high.
Okay.
I will say this year probably not.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. I'm talking about this bottle.
I would take.
I got to know your strategy coming up here.
Okay, so I would take a E.H. Taylor special edition release over this.
Okay.
I would probably take Four Roses over this, only because this is the shortest finish of this line that I've ever experienced.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you're gonna pay that much for a bottle, I just want it to last. I want it to linger. I want, like, with every small sip, I literally want it to feel like I just guzzled 2 ounces of something cheaper. You know what I mean? And so for it to last, for it to linger, all that stuff, I don't know. I would probably, I would go with something else this year.
That's fair. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching this review. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. Ring the bell so you get notifications. We go live almost every Monday night with our full podcast, and then we put out these review videos and other fun content along the week.
We also have after parties on our Patreon.
Yeah, and
so
you
come
can
and support
us. Yeah, patreon.com/thepodcast.
With a K.
That's right.
Right. People get that mixed up.
Well,
we didn't focus on that. It's a pun.
We didn't think about autocorrect.
I don't think autocorrect was around when we first started this bad boy.
I mean, it was, but not as, like, high form of
No, it was like the
autocorrect.
predicta type thing with
you
the
could be
different
like,
things.